telling people you killed him. Mithridates, you goddamn punk. But at the feast to celebrate, Mithridates gets so drunk that he forgets and boasts to the guests that he threw that javelin. King Artaxerxes II sentences him to death by scaphism, aka the boat. He dies by milk and honey. He's forced to lay down in a boat of equal size nailed on top of it. Holes are carved in the boats, so his head and limbs can stick out shit. Next he's forced a day, shitloads of milk and honey. This mixture's also poured all over his exposed face and limbs. Next the boat is placed in the middle of a swampy lake. Beetles, bees, and wasps eat his skin along with the milk and honey. All the milk and honey he was force-fed makes him need to piss and let out diarrhea. But he's trapped between the boats. Oh shit, he has nowhere to go, so he has no choice but to shit himself. All his piss and shit attracts even more damn insects. Hell, every day milk and honey is slathered on him once again. Every day he's also force-fed this mixture over and over again. A vicious cycle begins of being devoured by insects, and shitting himself every day, and piss and shit piling up inside the boats. And after 2.5 weeks, he transformed from a man into a liquid mass. After weeks of drowning in his own shit and all the insects devouring him, he transformed from a man into a liquid mass. From the absolute worst execution made by mankind in history, he also vomits from the milk and honey he was force-fed. His vomit, his shit, and rotting flesh makes a foul stench that drives him insane. The constant sounds of the buzzing of the bugs around his face also drives him mad and cussing. He transformed from a man into a liquid mass. After weeks of drowning in his own shit and his flesh rotting like crazy to bits, he transformed from a man into a liquid mass. From the absolute worst execution made by mankind in history, he had to lay down in the soup of his own vomit. This shit, milk and honey, oh you don't wanna kiss this. Insects, latex, and all the corruption of the piss and shit and rotting flesh was a sin. When the eggs hatched numerous damn maggots were swimming through all the slush, and so was vermin and bacteria too. Blood flies and flesh flies feasted on all the putrefaction and the liquefaction. He just kept on rotting away and pissing and shitting himself for days. He kept on pissing, 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 shitting, 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 pissing, 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 shitting, shitting.